First, I want to thank Chair Peters for holding the hearing on this important topic. Each of you have a very important job to deal with. Do you guys go to the office every day, and what percentage of how many people work for you, and what percentage go to work every day in the office, or are people still working at home?
I'll start. So I go to the office most every day, sir. We have a lot of classified work, so we have to go in for that. Right now we have 229 people on board out of 265 authorized positions, about 86% fill rate. You know, we're very focused on hiring, but it's a tough market out there. We've hired 18 people this year. But what gives me heart in that regard is that our last two major solicitations for applicants, we put out a solicitation for our chief financial officer. We had 50 applications, and a solicitation for our deputy chief of staff, and we got over 150 applications. So we've got a blend of telework and in-place work. What I did about a year and a half ago was ask the staff to really classify the billets or the positions, if you will, as to whether they needed to be on site. You know, you work in the SCIF, you have to be here. Whether there was an opportunity for telework or whether it could be remote work. And some of our work is just that. Some of our acquisitions working other than that. And so we've got a blend of that going on. And we recently just moved. We were over at Vermont Avenue, and we moved the entire staff. It's about 400 when you add in the contractors over to St. Elizabeth. So that was it was a big event for us over the springtime. But I think people are adjusting to the new environment. And the surges in COVID offer a little more challenge to making sure you get everybody in, because we were going to have an award ceremony, and it turned out the entire team putting the awards together came up positive COVID, so we had to postpone it. That was going to be a big in-person event. So I think like the rest of the government, we're moving forward as best we can, or I would just say the rest of the business world as well. There's fits and starts, but I think we're getting back to normal.
So what percentage are coming in on a daily basis?
I would say about 30% probably.
Okay.
Senator, we have a bit of a distributed workforce. We've got our workforce that are based in California and Texas and the Midwest, and as a response to the theme that I've talked about, which is we've got to be local. So right now we've got about 80 staff or so, 30 or so vacancies. Those vacancies are reflective, though, of growth over the past year as it relates to our expanding mission set. That's our current status.
How many of them go in the office?
Well, for our regional staff, we don't have offices yet, but we're working on that. As we expand our regional presence, we're going to work with our partners at DHS to find where we want to put folks. So right now, our regional staff are mostly at their home office. And then for our staff here, I don't have the numbers right now, but I can certainly get that information for you.
So do you go in?
I do not go in because I'm actually based out of Texas.
Okay.
I spent nearly 2 or 3 months on the border last year, and so I'm based out of Texas, travel a lot, and visit southwest border, northwest, CDC, and everywhere else.
So you don't know what percentage of your office?
No, I mean I could hazard a guess, but I would be reticent to do so. But I will certainly discuss with our team, and we can get that information for you right after the hearing.
We're an agency of approximately 3,000 individuals, and the return to work has been slow to date. We have individuals who come in on a regular basis similar to Mr. Rassicott, take care of classified and work on classified issues or other efforts that require them to be present and to be in the office. One thing that we have steadily increased in, I would say, the past 6 months or more is a growth in travel to be able to go to locations and carry out our work, to be able to talk to, for example, state and local officials about a range of issues, including the ones that we're discussing today, to get a better understanding of the work that they're carrying out. I don't have a specific number that I can give you. It's something that I can come back to you with in terms of how many individuals on a regular basis are coming in.
Do you go into the office every day?
Not every day, I don't. only as needed. And I will say that the workforce is positioned to, as something comes up, individuals do go in. There's certainly no barrier to be able to come in and work out of the office space. I think we've got that process is very well laid out. And so as issues arise or as needs arise, I and those that I work with, my colleagues and team members, come in as needed.
And you don't know the number that comes in?
No, so that is something that I would need to get back to your office on.
So how do you all measure productivity if you don't see people? How do each of you measure productivity? How do you know that you're getting something accomplished?
I'm happy to hop in, sir. We are absolutely a mission-focused office, and so as we look at the last 18 months and engage on where we've been, Ukraine, Afghanistan, Southwest border, what we're doing with medical counter measures, all of our programs require a profound dedication to the work and real deliverables. If those deliverables aren't met, and we're not meeting our metrics, our key performance metrics, we follow those very closely. So we have laid out a clear approach to what people are working on, when that work is due, what their reporting mechanism looks like, and how we hold people accountable on a regular basis. We don't have an option of failure given the kind of nerve center approach that we have to take. So we are very aware and engaged all day, every day, every week.
In some ways, I believe, Senator, that we're more productive now than we were prior to the COVID. And I see that in the work product. I see that in the things we get done. I also saw it, in the height of in the pandemic, I'm watching conference calls go on at 8 and 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, guys, let's take a break here. I know it's important work because we do important work. But we really need to just work the core hours that we worked when we were in the office, because I can't have you burning out. I think this thing's going to last, and it's lasted a little longer than anybody thought, right? But I think I have seen higher productivity within our office based on products, our instructions, written products, the things that we do, the things that we provide the field. I think the productivity is higher because, one, I don't think there's a lot of time wasted commuting. People are working their hours, and you missed my comments earlier, but the CWMD workforce is really, I consider it to be one of the unsung gems within the government. It's the best and brightest, and these people are dedicated to doing their work. So it's not about where they sit, it's about what they do.
I'll try to go quick here. I see my team members on a regular basis, if not daily, certainly several times a week. But I will say that in terms of productivity, we have individual performance measures that we revisit on a regular basis within the agency. And then we also have agency-wide performance measures that we publicly report on every year. And while I think that 2020 year was very challenging, the productivity levels of the reports that we issue, the briefing assistance that we provide, and other support to committees, including this one, and also testifying at hearings. We report out on those numbers every year, and they've remained relatively consistent. So I would say the productivity levels are something that we are constantly focused on and are measuring to ensure that we are providing the service to Congress that it needs.
Thank you, Chair Peter.